So in the last year, I have made over $100,000 selling digital products. I've probably made closer to $3 million now from selling digital products over the years. My digital products consist of things like wallpapers, presets, website templates, and Notion templates. Basically anything I'm personally interested in. This is as close to passive income I could find without actually having to have a boatload of cash already on hand. Even though the video title might be along the lines of in a weekend, I don't see why many people couldn't do this in a day or even in a few hours. By the way, I've put together a list of profitable digital product ideas. I'll leave a link to it down in the description below. So the first thing is, of course, figuring out what digital product you want to sell. This is where you need to lean into what you're good at. So maybe you have a specific skill set that you can sell in some way. Maybe you're an artist, you could sell some wallpapers or digital art. You could even sell posters. Or maybe you're someone who's great at playing the piano. You could make a video course teaching other people how to play the piano. I think a lot of people think that digital products are limited to only things like wallpapers and Notion templates, when in reality, you can make digital products for just about anything. Tropic Color is a great example of a business selling digital products for video editors. They sell a huge range of products ranging from video LUTs to video transitions and just a bunch of other stuff for video editors. Putting it up for sale. Once you have your digital product ready, it's time to put it up for sale. There are a few platforms out there that make it easy to sell digital products. I think Gumroad is the easiest, as they set up a website for you, handle the payments, handle the taxes, pretty much everything else. And they even have like email marketing and stuff, which I think is super powerful. I think that's actually one of the most powerful things about Gumroad, how everything is just there ready to go. Gumroad is what I'd recommend if you're just starting out. If you're someone who's expected to make $1,000 or more a month, then I would instead recommend something like Sellfy or Payhip. They're a bit more work to set up, quite a bit more work actually, but they don't take 10% of all of your sales like Gumroad does. When putting up a product for sale, put together some marketing imagery like the thumbnail and any images that show what the customer is getting. So for example, with my presets, you see some example imagery showing the before and after, just to show the customer, this is what they're going to expect. This is the product they're going to get. It really helps sell the product. You've really got to be able to show what is the benefit of this person having this product. And that's literally it. It's very simple. And I think unfortunately, a lot of people overcomplicate it. They think it takes days, weeks, or months to sort of set up a store, make digital products, sell them, whatever. But the thing that's probably going to take you the longest is making the product itself, because of course you have to figure out what skill you have, what unique trait you have, what's something that you can sell to other people. Putting it up for sale should only really take you a few hours. I think with all of these services that are now available when it comes to setting up your own shops and stuff, selling digital products and things, they've just made the whole process so much easier. Marketing. So now comes the time for marketing. There's two ways to market a product. Organic marketing through socials and Google is definitely one of the cheapest and one of the easiest ways. Or paid marketing if you don't want to spend the time building the socials and you have money to spend on paid ads. Organic marketing through socials and stuff is definitely what I recommend at the beginning, because I think it's a good way to figure out if your product is something that just a normal person would want to buy without using any paid marketing. A lot of people think that they can force their product onto a customer or force their product into a market by using paid ads, when I actually don't think that works quite well, unless you're somehow certain you have an amazing product that no one else can do. But I really do think using socials and stuff, just trying to get some sort of engagement, trying to figure out, is this a product people are going to actually buy? The biggest mistake people make is thinking that they need an audience first and then they sell the product. And I completely get it, especially when you look at someone like me, when you look at other creators online, they have an audience. That's how they're getting their products in front of an audience, in front of their socials, whatever it might be, when that really isn't the case. The most successful creators I personally know actually made the audience alongside making the products. So for example, if you were an artist, how do you think you would build an audience to sell your art? You'd of course share your artwork online. If your artwork is cool and unique, then people will naturally follow your content, will naturally like your content. And those who like it a lot will then maybe buy it. Maybe you sell posters, maybe you sell digital products like wallpapers, artwork, whatever it might be. I think a lot of people unfortunately fall into the trap, like I said, of thinking that you need the audience first. I really do think building the audience alongside building the product is the best way. Because if you can't build the audience alongside the product, then unfortunately, your product probably just isn't good enough. You haven't done a good enough job of showing what the product can do, or the product isn't good enough. Like, that's the harsh reality of it. If no one is buying your product through organic socials and stuff, and you're not able to build an audience off of it, then yeah, the harsh reality is your product probably just isn't good enough. Like I said, out of all the things that I've tried throughout my life, this is probably one of the most passive ways that I've made money. This is probably one of the most passive ways that I've generated an income for myself. But I want to make it clear, there is no such thing as truly passive income. You always have to put in the legwork to get something actually going. I'd say my most passive source of income right now is my stock portfolio. However, that's not something that you can just suddenly have. Like, it just doesn't make sense, because you have to have the money in the first place to invest in stocks and shares. Like, you still have to put in the legwork. That is definitely the most passive thing that I have right now. So I make the money from my digital products. It goes straight into my stock portfolio. I'm making the money work for me. For people who have been long-time followers, not just on the channel, people who have just followed my socials, what I've been doing for the last sort of 10 years now, will know that digital products is how I got into making money online. Like, that was my first way of making money. If you've watched my previous videos, you may have seen me mention Tumblr themes. Tumblr themes were just incredible for me. They absolutely changed my life. Before that though, I was selling like Android icons and things like that for like $3 a pack. So I already had the taste of digital products. I knew that digital products were such a fantastic way to make money. There was just something there where it clicked for me when I knew that I was selling something that I had just designed in Photoshop, because we were using Photoshop back then. Designed it in Photoshop, put it out for sale, and people were buying it. And I remember I was making enough where it was as good as a part-time job. It was paying all my bills and stuff, and it was blowing my mind at how this is working. Then it of course just evolved into other products. I remember messing around with Tumblr templates, WordPress templates, and my Tumblr templates were really popular. I guess at the time I just had a specific style. I was making sort of specific templates that people wanted, and I sold so many Tumblr templates. Before Tumblr kicked me off their Tumblr theme garden, I think I got up to $700,000, nearly $700,000, and that's just on the Tumblr theme garden. I was selling templates outside of it as well. I was getting clients because they would see my themes and they're like, hey, we want something custom for our brand, so I'll do that too. Yeah. The reason I actually got kicked off the Tumblr theme garden was because I stopped updating the themes. The income had dwindled quite a bit. I think it had come down to like $500 a month. And for me to update like 20 themes, it wasn't actually worth it for the cost and the time that I have to put into updating them. Just wasn't worth it for that extra $500 a month. Now, of course, $500 a month for a lot of people, like that's a very, very nice bit of side income. But of course, with all my other businesses and stuff, it just didn't make time sense and financial sense. Is time sense even a word? But yeah, it just didn't make sense for me. Ever since though, I have been selling digital products online in some way or another. Right now, I just have wallpapers, presets, website templates, Notion templates, and I have some courses as well. But the courses actually, this is the thing, right? I've seen a lot of people fall into the trap of the courses actually become their main source of income. And I completely get it, because people want the knowledge. But my primary source of income still is my digital products and sponsorships on YouTube. Now, when you see like a sponsor segment on a video and stuff, I'm getting paid through there, but that's not technically really passive, because I've still got to put in the work of making the sort of sponsored segment, reading out the sponsor segment, finding the sponsor or the sponsor coming to me, negotiating things like that. Digital products, it's not like that whatsoever. I make the digital product, put it out for sale, and then hopefully people find it and they buy it. Like, there's no other easier way to make money online, I think. As I mentioned earlier though, I've put together a list of resources in the description I would highly recommend checking out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out one of my other videos. I have done so many videos recently on the sort of high income skills and other digital product videos. Make sure to check them out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe for more.